I'm Dan. Joan Jones is here in studio with me.
Hello.
Because Sam Rutherford is knocking it out of the park doing the news today.
Thank you, sir.
And Mason Fleming is doing okay running the board this morning. I'm just kidding, Mason.
You awake over there, Mason?
So...
Way to talk to the hardest working guy here.
I know.
I know. We love Mason.
Oh, what's that? Hey, Dan, keep talking for me real quick.
Yeah, thank you, Mason.
Just want to check. Oh, is that your mic muted now? So nobody can hear you?
Bam.
Oh, no.
Dan, save for Klimt.
All right, you know what? Y'all ain't funny.
Sorry, just throwing in some.
Wow. Okay.
You're getting all the loves,
I
all
am.
the
I'm
feels.
getting all the love today, man. Listen, at least I'm not John Bolton.
True.
Yes.
So
Or Michael Bolton.
Donald
I'd rather be
Trump's
Michael Bolton.
Donald Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, the FBI, has now raided his home. He has told CNN that he was unaware that the FBI was, I guess, looking at him.
Right. So maybe he wasn't in his bathrobe and slippers when they got there, because they got there this morning it was 7 o'clock their time. He wasn't home, apparently, at the time of the raid, and he said he's looking into it. But we do know that in order for the FBI to raid his home, a judge needed to sign off on it. So some judge thought that there was some relevance, some credit
some reason
to the fact that they needed to raid his home. This is related to the book that he wrote and the classified information. Now, what will happen, so far nobody has come out. The FBI raid agents have all been going in. Haven't seen anything coming out of the house yet. No boxes of goods,
no hard drives.
No hard drives.
Because that's what we usually see. We usually see big evidence boxes and hard drives.
Yes.
And they come out and they put them in their trucks and off they go for analyzing. But John Bolton, if you're just joining us, John Bolton, former Trump national security advisor in the first administration, and then he turned into a big-time Donald Trump critic.
Yes.
And so he wrote a book a few years ago, and the book, remind me what the book was called? The room it happened in or something?
Yes, the room,
The room where it happened.
The room where it happened.
And
Isn't that the same title for the children's book about going to the bathroom?
I don't know.
It sounds like it.
Okay. So anyway, the president told him, do not release this book because there's classified information in this book.
About national security.
So Trump lost. He released the book. And now the FBI is raiding his home, apparently related to that classified info.
So Dan Bongino just texted, public corruption will not be tolerated. It's happening.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I think that they should raid the home of Adam Schiff.
Oh, yeah.
And James Comey.
Mm-hmm.
I think those two should be next. So then they could all, share
there's so many more, though.
Oh, John Brennan.
So what I find detestable this morning is that CNN has Andrew McCabe doing play-by-play of the John Bolton home raid.
Right.
Andrew McCabe should also be in jail.
Well, maybe his home is next.
Perhaps.
All right. So we're keeping an eye on that.
Mm-hmm.
And Donald Trump, also, by the way, Sam, keep an eye on ABC News in there to see if they have any idea as to what the president's big Oval Office. This is an Oval Office press conference. And so those are usually pretty impactful and important. But Joan, you said that he's been posting this morning about Washington, D.C.
Yeah, he's been posting on Truth Social about Washington, saying D.C. is safe again. The crowds are coming back. The spirit is high. And our D.C. National Guard and police are doing a fantastic job. They are out in force. They're not playing games. And as bad as it sounds, now listen to this. There were no murders this week for the first time in memory. Mayor Muriel Bowser must immediately stop giving false and highly inaccurate crime figures, or bad things will happen, including a complete and total federal takeover of the city. Washington, D.C. will soon be great again.
Wow.
So perhaps that is what he's lining up here for the big pitch.
You know what? He may be. And I think we're all going to be watching that. I'm assuming we're going to carry that live here on WTN. Chris Hand will be on the air.
Right. That'll be at 11 o'clock.
That'll be 11 o'clock our time. And so keep it here. President Trump, of course, as everyone knows. Did we figure out if he actually went out on patrol with the...
I'm not seeing it. You know, you would think that there'd be video of that.
Right.
But I'm not seeing any video of it. a la McDonald's or the trash truck. Like there's nothing like
Right.
that we've seen this morning.
I'd forgotten about the trash truck.
Yeah.
Man, what an
I mean,
epic moment.
those were staged, but
Yeah.
so essentially would this be?
Well, it needs to be because he needs protection.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is something that the president does. By the way, there was a chant yesterday from the more than likely hired protesters in Washington, D.C. I want you to listen very closely to what they're chanting from the streets of D.C.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
So here's what I don't get, and maybe somebody can explain this to me. But in the last 2.5 years, as they are chanting Black Lives Matter in Washington, D.C., take a guess as to how many black people were murdered in Washington, D.C. in the last 2.5 years. For you people that were listening in the five, you're right. 561 black people were murdered in Washington, D.C. in the last 2.5 years.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
You know how many were murdered in the last 7 days?
I think probably 0.
Thank y'all so much for showing up for yourselves this evening.
Thank you. None.
Yeah.
None were murdered.
Nobody was murdered in Washington, D.C. I wonder when the last time was that it happened that nobody was murdered on the streets of D.C. in 7 consecutive days.
Hey, Mason, can you grok that? When was the last time? Well, this is pretty specific, but
Yeah.
when was the last time Washington, D.C. went 7 days without a murder? Everybody at home is grokking this.
Yes, I know.
Because I am genuinely curious. Because, you're chanting, you idiot people out there, you're chanting
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
Crazy.
And the reality is that how many lives has Donald Trump saved? Do you know what we ought to do? If somebody could do this, I know I'm throwing out assignments.
Yes.
Okay, teacher.
What is the average? This is how we do it, John. What is the average over the past how do you figure out? This is where Mason's going to have to do this because my brain is like hemorrhaging even thinking about this. The average number of murders in Washington, D.C. per week over the last 2.5 years. In other words, how many lives were saved this
Yeah.
week? I mean,
Yeah, you can get, you could
there's
put a number on it.
52 weeks in a year and 2.5 years, which would be 104 weeks plus another 31 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do math. But I mean, figure it out. Somebody figure it out on the super text line. How many lives, black lives perhaps, have been saved since Donald Trump sent in the National Guard a week ago?
Now, Grok says that in another instance, they didn't say it the last time, but
Okay.
between April 14th and the 24th of 2024, a 9-day stretch where no homicides were reported by D.C. police.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
9 days. For Washington, D.C., that's actually a lot.
that is,
Do you know what? And do we know when it was? What time of year it was? 'Cause
April.
In April?
Mhm.
I wonder if they were having like a big time thunderstorm. Or not thunderstorm, snowstorm.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because, Joan, you know how that works. 'Cause
Yeah,
you,
I do.
You used to live in Washington, D.C., in the Maryland area. Anyway. So, President Trump, did anybody figure out the math, by the way?
I haven't seen any numbers yet pulling up on the YouTube chat. Let me check the text line again.
All right, yeah, because the super texters are way smarter than us. Just ask them. Did the super texters come through with the math for us?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of numbers in here through here. So I'm getting 4.3, 4.5, 5, and 3.8. So I don't know how you could save 0.8 of a person, but general numbers are about 4 a week.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mason, and thank you, super texters, as well. So Donald Trump can get credit for saving 5 lives in Washington, D.C. At
A
least
week.
5 lives.
And so how many of those 5 would you assume are black lives?
I don't know. I mean, we talked about the 561 black people that were murdered. I think I saw actually in my research this morning
Mm-hmm.
that 94% of murders in Washington, D.C. are black. It's usually black on black crime,
Yes.
to be honest. So anyway,
So there you go.
Yeah.
At least 4 of those lives would be black lives that
At
the
least.
people are chanting about. Black
Yep.
Lives Matter.
They're just so
Dan, Black Lives
nonsensical.
Matter.
Yeah, apparently only to Donald Trump.
Yes.
Hey, by the way, he was with the National Guard. Got some video, if I could. Mason?
Okay, hello. It's a healthy, attractive-looking group of people.
I mean, everybody starts laughing. Because he's so... He sometimes says the most awkward of things. And it's so affable.
It is. He's,
Do you know what affable is?
Yes.
Do you know what... Hey, smarty news pants guy today. Sam.
Your name is Sam.
Do you know what affable means?
I can't give my definition of that on the air. Oh.
Uncle-like.
Oh.
Uncle-like. Yeah.
Is it?
Affable is uncle.
Likable.
Oh, no.
I thought
affable
you were
is
saying you
likable.
were
Likable.
laughable, but you were holding the L.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, so affable
Affable is
is
likable.
Is likable. Evuncular
Avuncular.
is uncle-like. Evuncular. You can look that up.
You know that because of the unk in each?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Anyway, this is Donald Trump.
Got you.
Well, I just want to thank everybody very much for being here. I wanted to do this. We've had some incredible results. The results have come out, and it's like a different place. It's like a different city. It's the capital. It's going to be the best in the world. We're going to do what you're doing with law enforcement. And
I love that. And we have clearly, and we're going to get into some of the stats, but since Trump ordered the National Guard, crime is down big time. Robbery, down 46%. Carjackings, up 83%. And violent crime is down 22%. Do you know what I just remembered I did this morning, Joan?
What's that?
So there is a video. This is one of those am I the jerk moments.
Oh, yeah.
There is a video, and some dude is trying to carjack a car. I don't know if it was in Washington, D.C. or not. There's a video of a guy trying to carjack a car. The driver of the car speeds away, and the guy is trying to hold on. And the driver of the car that was attempted to be carjacked runs right alongside another vehicle and like crushes the guy.
Like his body?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Am I wrong that I got a little bit of personal satisfaction over that because the guy was trying to carjack another human being?
Did he have a gun?
I don't know if he had a gun. Doesn't matter. Somebody's trying to take that person's, car,
Yeah.
and you feel like your life is in danger. I don't know what the laws are in Washington, D.C., but
So that happened in D.C.?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't say where it was. I'm going to assume that it was, but
Yeah.
I don't know because it was a post in relation to Washington, D.C.
Gotcha.
You can find it on my X. You can follow me at Dan Mandas Show. But I do. I find a little
Joy in that?
a little personal satisfaction that some dirtbag who is trying to carjack somebody gets his comeuppance when he's trying to steal somebody's car and the person fights back. So personally, I think that is
It's on your
it's
I
on
don't
my Twitter
see
feed
it on
at
your
Dan
Twitter
Mandas
feed.
Show.
shoe.
Show.
The shoe show?
Yep. Here's more from Trump.
Okay.
very importantly, also, we're going to physically do it. We're going back to Congress for some money, and we're going to redo a lot of the pavement, a lot of the medians, a lot of the graffiti's all coming off real fast. It's going to come down real fast. We're working with Clark Construction. They're one of the big ones. They're the biggest here by far, actually. And we're going to be not so much building, it's cleaning and fixing and redoing and putting brand new surfaces down on your roads and streets. And when people come in from the airport all the way to the Capitol or the White House or any place else they go, and they're going to say, boy, this place is spotless. So we're doing that. Most importantly, though, we're going to have a crowd of people that are going to be happy.
Yeah, that's Donald Trump. And he was talking about cleaning up Washington, D.C.
Yes.
By the way, Chris Hand checking in with you. He says he hearted that video that I tweeted.
All right. So why don't I see
You can't see it?
I don't see it.
All right, well, whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll show it to you when we go into the commercial break.
Okay.
But
That's a
it
deal.
is pretty funny. By the way, Matthew Hurt apparently went viral for some reason.
Is that right?
Yeah, I just got a Facebook notification from him. I think he was in with all of the old biddies that were out there screaming at Donald Trump yesterday.
Oh, was he?
I say old biddies. That's not
Yeah.
very nice.
No, I
But
think
there are a
that's
lot of
pretty
blue hairs,
appropriate.
A lot of very old people that are out
Mhm.
there. Let me see if he wants to come on at 7:35.
Oh, that would be fun.
Because, hey, want to come on? I'm sending him a 7:35 my time. Let's see if he can if he can come on. So I think that'd be fun to find out why. Because I just looked at his video.
Yeah.
He's got like millions and millions of views.
Oh, wow. Nice.
To talk about video. I don't know. You know what I've found, Joan? It's very sad. This is what I go through, is that there are some people who come on the show. They came on the show, and then they get like really popular and all that, and then I can never get them to call me back or return even a text message.
That ain't right.
No, that's okay though. That's okay. I am but a humble local talk show host, and bigger names are out there. Good morning to you. My name is Dan Mandis. Joan Jones is co-hosting with me today.
This is fun.
It is a lot of fun. And Joan is co-hosting because Sam Rutherford is doing the news. He's been training all week. Sam sounds outstanding, and Mason is doing a great job behind the audio console as well. And Matthew Hurt is joining us here on Super Talk 99.7. Now, Matthew, usually you are our grassroots political analyst, but you captured a moment yesterday. Was this yesterday, last night?
This is yesterday at the Arlington School Board meeting in Arlington, Virginia, where 80% of my neighbors, living and dead, voted for Kamala Harris last year. Absolutely.
I don't know how you live where you live, man. Come on. But so you're at this school board meeting, and they're talking about, because Winsome Sears is there. Now, Winsome is a really good conservative. She's running for governor. Tell me, just kind of set the stage for us, because I see the picture. By the way, if you are on YouTube, there is a picture. Did you take this photograph?
I did not take this photo, Dan. And in fact, the crazy thing about this is I'm at the Republican National Committee meeting in Atlanta. So I helped organize this grassroots response to the school board meeting, and someone sent me that photo last night. The photo is insane. This white progressive woman with a sign that says, "Hey, Winsome, if trans can't share your bathroom, then blacks can't share my water fountain."
It is
and
horrifying.
What some of your listeners may not know is that Winsome Earl Sears, our candidate for governor, is a Jamaican immigrant. She's a former Marine. She is a mother, a grandmother, and she's a black woman. And she went to speak out against men and predators in women's bathrooms in Arlington, Virginia, and across Northern Virginia. This is one of the 5 school districts the Trump administration is targeted for their radical gender policies. And she went to go speak as a mom, as a grandma, as a concerned citizen. And these leftist, racist protesters outside held up signs like this, and it absolutely just went viral overnight. And I think this is the energy that Winsome's campaign, that will propel her campaign through to November.
Real quickly, you were talking about Loudoun County. And
No, he's in Arlington.
No. So where
But
did all
Loudoun-
this happen?
Pick one, Dan. Loudon is a problem too.
Yes.
Yes.
But I live in Arlington, but the counties
Got it.
that are the problem are Loudoun County has the 3 male students who were suspended. Fairfax County has the teachers who were giving taxpayer-funded abortions to students. Arlington County has the 30-year sex offender who is in high school girls' bathrooms. So you pick a county, and we've got a radical left-wing policy that the left is pushing through the schools. It is absolutely insane up here, not like anything that most of your listeners deal with their children in Rutherford County or Montgomery County or wherever else.
Let me ask, so the reaction from this photo obviously has been insane. Do we know who this woman is?
We do know this woman is a professional paid protester.
Oh.
You and I have talked about
That is a
this
shocker.
before. Right. There are leftist protesters who they pine for the days of the Vietnam War when they could go onto a college campus and protest. This woman is about that age. She works for or is compensated by We of Virginia, which is a subsidiary of Indivisible, which has been around for about a decade. In opposition to conservatives and Republicans. And so she has been to a number of protests. She was photographed a few weeks ago, and they actually named her in the news article. Yesterday she was photographed, and she was even cornered by the chairman of the county Democrats, a guy by the name of Steve Baker, so my counterpart on the other side of the aisle. And he said, "Hey, we're getting there's some bad news about your sign. It's making the news." And she just kind of shrugged because she didn't get it.
So now what do you predict is going to happen with this woman? I mean, that is a horrifying sign. I mean, that is a horrifying sign. And again, for folks that may be just joining us, we're talking about a sign that was held up at this protest. Hey, Winsome Sears, if trans can't share your bathroom, then blacks can't share my water fountain. And I mean, this is, I think, an indicator of, how vile the other side is.
This look, Arlington is run by angry, progressive, overwhelmingly white women. This is my political reality. And they have no idea what it means to interact with people of different races or socioeconomic backgrounds. I went to a Title I school in Murfreesboro called Hobgood, and grew up lower middle class. But these white women, these Chardonnay socialists, have never interacted with someone like a minority or anybody who doesn't look like them, and they are just totally incapable of doing it. Not only that, but there's a subconscious racism that is manifest in this sign, and it's up to Winsome's campaign. Winsome, who is a qualified candidate in her own right. I don't think a candidate should run on their race or gender, but she makes a strong case. Her father brought her to New York from Jamaica to experience the American dream, to fight for and create the American dream for her family. And she did that through service in the United States Marines. And this is absolutely outrageous. It is par for the course in Arlington. This is the kind of stuff that you and I, we don't talk about on a week-to-week basis, but I experience the craziest things in Arlington, Virginia.
Matthew, I just want to be able to go back and talk about what this situation that she is protesting that Winsome Sears has been talking about. And tell me if I've got this right. The school system in Arlington has a couple of pools that are open to the public outside of school hours. And the situation there is that a male sex offender, a registered male sex offender who identifies as transgender, has exposed himself for months to women and girls at Arlington's Wakefield High School and at the Washington Liberty High School. And the parents don't want him in there.
Joan, that is absolutely right. And one of the most heartbreaking things is I don't have children, but there is a woman named Jen whose 9-year-old daughter saw this man in one of the high school locker rooms, and she recounts the experience, and then they go and sit in the car, and her daughter is just so shaken by this. This is a man that the county knew for 30 years. He had been in and out of jail for various public displays of lewd activity. Not allowed to come within several thousand feet of schools, but he was not only allowed to access the pool area, but he didn't even use the pool. They allowed him to go and just hang out. And what is the situation with white women in Arlington, progressive white women, is that they are terrified to oppose the trans agenda because they don't want to be evicted from their friend group. So this mother came to me months ago and said, I can't say anything to my friends because they will think I'm a bigot. And we finally, conversation after conversation with her, she got the courage to then go on the news and talk about this story. And she's a champion, and I can't imagine what it would be like to be a mom or a dad and have this experience and then not be able to state your conviction for fear that you would be run out of your social circle.
Dan here, along with Joan, and Matthew Hurt is joining us from Atlanta. So we're talking about that horrific sign, and there is some audio that I want to play here in a second. But first, I want to talk a little bit about Winsome Sears. And Glenn Youngkin has done, I think, a great job for the state of Virginia. People have been talking about him maybe as a presidential candidate, although not lately. But do you think that Winsome Sears has a chance?
Winsome, when she ran with Glenn Youngkin, and for your listeners in Tennessee, there are 3 statewide candidates. They run together, but not on a ticket, so you have to vote for each of them, and they build out their own campaigns. Winsome ran a great campaign alongside Governor Youngkin and our current Attorney General, Jason Miyares, in 2021. She kind of stalled out of the gate earlier this year, but she has really latched on. This issue, Pew Research Center, 5 months ago, said that 80% of Americans agree with common sense conservative principles when it comes to trans athletes and men and women's bathrooms. And she was in Loudoun County earlier this week. She was in Arlington yesterday. She is making this a centerpiece of her campaign. And I think that it is really going to help give her the energy she needs to connect with voters in Northern Virginia, to make the case to moms and dads in the suburbs across the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I really think this is a turning point. She has a tremendous opportunity to channel this energy, this frustration of parents into voting and mobilization ahead of Election Day. Our early voting is 45 days long. It starts on September 19th.
Oh my gosh.
It's less than a month out. So if she harnesses this energy, she could really turn this thing around. And I'm much more excited this morning than this time yesterday about the tone and tenor and pace of her campaign.
So this is the audio of that woman who was told that her sign was going viral, and Matthew described this earlier.
Thank you. Okay, apologies. For next speaker, please.
Yeah, she did. She just kind of shrugged it off. If you saw that on the on YouTube, she just
didn't
kind of
really say anything.
shrugged
She
it off.
shrugged that off.
Well, she probably.
Yeah, the gentleman there, Dan, is the county Democratic Party chairman, and he's whispering, so it's very hard to hear. But he says, your sign is on the news, and in fact, it was on Fox 5 DC last night. It has been everywhere. I think almost every Republican U.S. senator has tweeted this image.
Yep.
And people really understand. Somebody said on X last night, scratch a leftist, find a racist. And that is exactly what we found here. And it's so important for people to realize what happens in these overwhelmingly progressive white communities like where I live, that are totally intolerant to a diversity of viewpoint, but especially intolerant to people who don't look like them, who are conservative.
This issue kind of pushes Abigail Spanberger into a corner. She's either got to defend Abigail Spanberger is the Democrat who's running for governor. She's either got to defend Winsome Sears or she's got to defend this woman's sign. Has she spoken out at all?
And this woman, Joan, is a door knocker for Abigail Spanberger.
Oh, this is bad.
She released a milquetoast statement through a reporter last night, our State House reporter in Richmond, but she has not come out. And in fact, you cannot. Winsome has tried to get Abigail Spanberger to make a statement on any number of issues. Abigail is like, let me lick my finger and stick it into the air and see which way the wind blows. She is running a Joe Biden from the basement kind of campaign.
She's not coming out very much and speaking, is she?
Not much at all. And I think this, like I said, this is a tremendous turning point and an opportunity for Winsome.
It's just like Glenn Youngkin had the parents in public schools issue on his side. She's got the same thing here.
It's the same thing, Joan. It's just 2 counties over, but this is the same kind of frustration. Most moms and dads are not ideological. They don't think about politics the way that you and I think about it, or many of your listeners. Only when it impacts their children or when it impacts their ability to pay the mortgage do they start tuning in. And this is something I can't imagine. I have a 13-year-old niece in Murfreesboro, and I cannot imagine if she went into her middle school and was approached by an adult male in the girls' bathroom. I can't imagine what I would do.
A convicted sex offender.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Honestly.
It is absolutely insane.
This is like a 99-1 issue.
Yes.
I mean, this is insanity. But insanity is really what defines the Democrats these days. Okay, I've got like 60 seconds, Matthew. Tell me what's going on at the RNC meetings in Georgia.
Well, the RNC meeting this morning, we're going to elect a new chairman. Of course, you may know that Michael Whatley is the RNC chairman now. He is running for United States Senate in North Carolina. That means he's going to step down. It looks like the committee is prepared to elect a gentleman by the name Gruters from Florida. Good conservative guy. The party is in good hands. Fundraising is far and away doing much better. There is an attitude of excitement. Vice President J.D. Vance was here yesterday for lunch. He really said, you guys are the ones in the trenches who are doing all this work, energizing activists and getting our candidates across the finish line. So the attitude here is of excitement. And, of course, the photo went viral last night, and many of the RNC members saw it, and they said, oh, my goodness, what's happening in Virginia?
All right. So real quick is, you're in with all those Republicans. Are they all saying the same thing, which is JD 2028?
Nobody's talking about the presidential race, but everyone was very excited to hear him. This was the longest. It's about a 30 to 45-minute speech, and everyone universally said he gave a great speech. He's an attack dog. He's very proactive, and the messaging was he was on point yesterday.
I don't know if I believe you, Matthew. I love you. I don't know if I believe you when you say that nobody's talking about presidential
on.
2028. Come on, man. You expect us to believe that?
Nobody here has talked to me about it, and I hang out with these 168 members 2 or 3 times a year. The conversation was amicable and positive for JD, but everybody was talking about what's going on in Virginia and what's going on with the midterms.
JD, Marco, or Ron? What say you?
Pass, Dan.
Oh.